Hello, everybody. Welcome to CST750. This is Dr. Batugi, and I'm the instructor of CST750 Computer System Security, and I'm very happy to have you in my class this semester. This is a really interesting course about, let me say, introductory course about computer system security. And I hope that after taking this course, you will have a very good background and understanding about topics and terminology and basic elements and components of computer systems threat and security. What are the threat and how we can make our systems more secure and more robust against those threats. So this is one of the lectures that I'm recording in order to share with you. There'll be more lecture videos that you'll see be posted on Blackboard of the course. I'll be talking about details of the Blackboard and the modules we have, components, and everything in detail today. This video that I'm recording it on January 9th, and I of 2025, of course. And this is one of the videos that I'll be recording. It's not like that all videos that I'll be posting will be recorded this semester. Some of them have been recorded in previous semester, and I'll be using them because it's gonna be the same. But if any changes is made in the topics and the content of the course with respect to previous semester, of course I'll be recording a new video in order to keep the course updated. But today, I'm gonna talk about multiple different things. I'm gonna talk about first myself. I'm gonna introduce myself officially and give you the information how to reach out to me. Especially those are very important because this is an online course, distance learning class, and we don't have any face-to-face class. And I'll be talking about my background. I'll be talking about the research that I'm doing and the research opportunity that you might have be willing to do with me, especially your MSIT student, your master student. Some of you might be willing to take dissertation instead of the project, which is something that I recommend, and I'll be talking about it. And after that, I'll be talking about the details of the course, for example, the course number, items that you already may know, and some of them you might not know. I'll be talking about the course syllabus, which is already posted on Blackboard before I start recording this video. And I'll point how to access the syllabus on Blackboard, and I'll be talking about different folders and modules that I'll be creating on Blackboard in order to upload different materials for this course, including videos, including assignment, quizzes, and stuff like that. After that, I'll be talking about the content of the course. What are the topics that we will be covering in this course? That is very important for us to have a kind of basic understanding about the course. And of course, all of these information are also mentioned in the syllabus that you're more than welcome to go and read the details of the syllabus. That is something that I also want you to do. I'll be talking about that as well. However, I'll be talking about them in this video as well to make it kind of easier for you, so that everything is clear and there is no kind of point of ambiguity for any of you. And I'll be talking about the textbook that you may want to buy for this course. There is no requirement. It's not mandatory to buy the textbook, but I'll say what is the textbook that I'll be following in this course. We'll be talking about grading policies and the grading breakdown. And then lastly, we'll be talking about attendance. How I'm gonna do the attendance for this course. It's something that I came up with, and I realize that some of you may like it, some of you may not, but it's something that makes me kind of gives me the assurance that you're following me, you're following the class with me, and it's not like that I'm posting things online and it gets piled up. the main purpose of this type of attendance that I'll be doing. Anyhow, about my name's Ahmad Patugi. I'm an assistant professor in Department of Computer Systems Technology, NCNT State University. My office Price Hall 210. I have another office in uh, mm, another building of the campus, but regarding related to this course and related to the office hours of this class, which is again distance learning, you probably may not need to come in person, but if you want to come in person, this is the office that you can find me. So again, more about me. I got my PhD in computer engineering in 2011 from Sharif University of Technology. This is basically like MIT of Iran. It's in Tehran, the capital of the country. My PhD dissertation was about reliability modeling and enhancement of multiprocessor chips, which were kind of the state of the art at that time. And I've been with NCANT since August 2021, so this is my fourth year. And before that, I've been with University of Central Arkansas as an assistant professor for 3 years. Before that, I was with Boston University as a senior researcher. And before that, I was an assistant professor with another institution in my home country from 2011 to 2017. So having that kind of background, I wanted to give you this confidence that I have been teaching courses, academic courses, graduate level and undergraduate level since long time ago. I would say since 2009 or 2010. So it's something about 14, 15 years that I'm teaching courses. And I very much care about the feedback that the student give me, and I always try to improve the way that I'm giving the lectures, the way that I'm recording videos. So I hope that I have improved during this duration of time, but for sure, you're more than welcome. I encourage all of you to give me any type of feedback, and I'm always open to improve myself and get better and better. So please feel free to give me feedback. I'll be talking about the feedback later in some of these slides, but I'm trying to say that I feel very comfortable in teaching academic courses, undergrad and grad level. This course, I have taught this course a couple of semesters. I have taught a couple of online courses even before pandemic hit. So I'm also having some sort of experience and background in teaching online courses. That's one of the reasons that I came up with that attendance method that I'll be talking about it later. So my research area, I'm basically doing research under cybersecurity, which is a broad terminology. If I want to break it down and give you some more clear areas that I'm working on, I'm doing research under the security and reliability of IoT and cyber physical systems. I'm doing research under the security and privacy of machine learning applications in resource limited platforms like embedded and IoT edge. And I'm kind of trying to explore different models of threat that we'll be talking about it in this course. We see what is a threat model, and how, when a threat model changes, how our countermeasure or our detection mechanism also may change. So, uh, I try to say my background in order to show you that the course very well aligns with my research area and my expertise. So I feel very comfortable about this course. I already have 4 active NSF funded projects on the same topic under cybersecurity, which again, if you are interested into research, please reach out to me, and I'll be talking about research. We have research in this course as well. Research is a mandatory part of this course. I'll be talking about it, but those are research that's research related to course. We can do research beyond that as well. So let's talk about the course. What are the details of the course? Course name, Computer System Security, CST750. Prerequisite, there is no prerequisite under our graduate courses because it's a graduate course. However, it is good if you have some background in computer and networking, computer architecture and networking. Also, it's good if you know coding and algorithms. Those will be helpful because, for example, when we talk about encryption algorithms, those are basically algorithms and they follow some steps, basically follow an algorithm. So it's good if you have some sort of background on algorithm, the same thing on networking and computer architecture. So, uh, but if you don't have any background on those topics, please don't panic, don't worry, because I will be giving you a lecture on these required, or let's say preferred backgrounds. I called it lecture 0, which is going to be available to you on the very first week of the semester, and you can watch that. If your background is IT, computer science, or computer engineering, you probably don't have to watch those lectures or videos, although you still have to do the assignment, or you still will be asked in the first exam about that lecture, but it's up to you if you want to watch them. But if you're coming from other majors, like for example biology, chemistry, this is MSIT program, and I have been observed over time that sometimes we have students coming from non-IT or computer science related majors to our MSIT program. So if you are one of those, please make sure that you watch the very first videos. I call them lecture 0. So more details about the course. This is my email address, my last name at ncat.edu. My office phone number, 285-3141. And this is a link to the policies that university mandates for all of us to follow. A similar link and a summary of the policies are also mentioned in the course syllabus that I want to encourage you go and read the syllabus in details. Uh, so, uh, continuation of the course detail. This is an online course. As I mentioned, there is no face-to-face classes or in-person classes. We will have some synchronous optional classes before exams that I call them consultation sessions, so that you can come before the exam and ask if you have any question. But they are optional classes, so there is zero mandatory face-to-face class. Everything will be posted online. Even this video, you will be watching this video later over the first week of the class, and it's basically an asynchronous type of communication between me and you. So how do we communicate? Because of the class being online, all the communication should happen through formal and institutional channels, including firstly my email, apatugi@ncant.edu, and also through communication channels that Blackboard kind of gives us. One is Blackboard announcement. Under the Blackboard announcement section, I'll post some posts, and also Blackboard email. Sometimes I email you from Blackboard and you receive an email on behalf of me from Blackboard. So these are 3 communication channels that I'll be using in order to communicate with you. This same wise, when you want to communicate with me, please email me or reply to the Blackboard email address. Uh, I guess I received that email. It probably is safer to just send email to my institutional email address, which is here. This is my email address, and it also can be found in the course syllabus. So class time, no class time, but I'll be uploading video lectures every week. There is no required number, but I try to upload 2 video lectures for each week, around 40, 45, 50 minutes, less or more. If one session is kind of getting longer, I make sure that the second one of that week gets shorter, so that every 40 250 minutes resembles a class, an actual class that you watch. Of course, I know when I'm only person talking, 50 minutes is pretty long. It resembles more than an hour of a class. So that's why I try to keep it less than 15 minutes. However, uh, there'll be videos that I'll post on Blackboard, and I show you the Blackboard page of the course, and I show you how you can access those videos, video posting. I basically post the videos on YouTube and put the link on Blackboard. And the reason I do on YouTube is because of the fact that I know that I might have some accent, so I put them on YouTube so that you can go there and turn on the captions if there is something that may prevent you from understanding what I'm saying. You can turn on the caption and understand what I'm saying easier or better. And by any means, if you have any problem understanding something that I said, you can email me as well, saying that, hey, professor, this video lecture, this second, this minute, I didn't understand what you mean. Please say it to me, or rephrase it, say it in a different way, or email it to me. I will be happy to do that. Office hours of the class: Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. There is no need for making appointment. You can just stop by if you are close. But if you are distant and you want to meet online, it's probably better to email me, so that I make sure that I don't allocate that time to someone else. Uh, because it happened before, and it happens sometimes that two or more students at the same time jump in, and one of you or more than one of you might have to wait for, let's say, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and that's not probably a good thing. So if you like, you can email me, and I can make sure that I can assign you a certain time that there is no waiting associated to that. So, okay, Blackboard. As I mentioned, this is a distance learning course, and Blackboard is very important mm, medium for us. Every single material of the course is going to be posted on Blackboard. If you go on Blackboard right now, you'll see these folders. You'll see, for example, syllabus. There is a folder called syllabus. If you click on that, the syllabus of the course, which is a PDF file, is already there. This video that I'm just recording now, the link to this video is going to be there under this syllabus folder. So there are a bunch of resources already uploaded here, and I'll be putting the link of this recording after I put it on YouTube, right after finishing this recording, and put it in under this folder. If you go under the learning module, which is the folder that you will be going there so much, you'll find a number of folders. I have already posted the very first module. I call it module 0, Introduction to Computing System. So this is a module that, as I mentioned, it talks about the computer architecture and operating system and networking, and a little bit of algorithm, so that for those of you that you don't have a background, you can get the required background. If you have got your bachelor degree, for example, long time ago, this might be also good for you, even though if you have received your background, your bachelor in IT or CS, but this kind of reviews what you have learned during your bachelor program. I'll be populating more and more folders when we go further. For example, module 1, module 2, module 3, and also there will be modules for each of the major activities that we will be doing. For example, when we come to exam 1, there will be another separate module. I call it exam 1, and everything related to exam 1 will be there. That includes sample questions. That includes the video recording of this session that I solve sample question with those of you that show up online. That includes the solution of sample questions, and that includes the exam itself. and everything will be on that folder. So when it comes to, for example, project, another big activity of the course, I'll be creating another folder. I call it project, and I post everything related to project under that. So that means that for anything that you related to this course, you go on Blackboard and you access one of these folders. So one folder syllabus, one folder learning module, one folder announcement. If you look here, announcement, I haven't turned it on. I'll turn it on so it's not under this screenshot as you see. I'll maybe Blackboard change it to course notification, but there'll be an announcement that I turn it on, and I make sure that, for example, if I email you about the exam one, that how are we gonna administer exam one, that's gonna be a kind of long and important email. I email it to you. Also, I keep a copy under the announcement section because I know you might be receiving a lot of emails from different professor, and it might be sometimes not easy to find those emails. So I email, also I keep a copy under the announcement section so that you can later find it easier. And lastly, discussion section. I open up the discussion section so that if there's something you want to discuss with your classmate, you can go and discuss. And I sometimes come and check the discussion section, and if there is any question, I can reply and answer that. But that is not the official way. If you have a question about the course, you would be better to email me rather than posting it. That's basically a space that you can discuss with your classmate, and I may just come and check to make sure that, for example, nothing technically incorrect has been posted there. For example, you ask something, your classmate come and answers that, and his or her reply is incorrect. I just check it for that reason, for no other reason. Okay, so we have, as I mentioned, this is a course, it's a graduate level course, and you will be exposing to research in this course. And the way it works is that I'll be giving you the list of the research projects no later than the week 7 of the class, and then you'll team up teams of maximum of 3, and you register your team and the project that you're willing to work on by the end of that week 7. And then you go online, you search for the topic that you have chosen, and you find papers related to that topic. And then if your team is, for example, team of 3 students, you're gonna find 9 research papers. And there are details about, for example, how to go and find papers. I'll upload videos and resources about it. What type of papers are accepted or are acceptable, what types are not. Again, there will be details about it that I'll post. And after you select your papers, you send them for me for review and approval. I approve them. And after I approve them, you start reading them and meeting with each other. And you basically read them as a team, and you come up with a collaborative report that you have after you come to a kind of group consensus and group understanding about the entire, let's say, 9 papers. You write a document which is your report about research around that topic. For example, one of the topics might be, let's say, security vulnerabilities of IoT firmwares used for example, computer vision. Computer vision devices, they use IoT firmware, and they might have some vulnerabilities. So what are those vulnerabilities? How they can be patched? You will be reading papers and you will be putting them together as a report. So that report will be basically the course paper. I call it a course paper. And also you'll be presenting that your finding or your understanding about that topic. And that presentation, again, There'll be guidances and instructions about how to create a presentation, how to record your video, where to upload it, and how to prepare or write your final reports. Everything will be supported by rubrics and instructions, so there is no worries. This is just a very high level sketch or map of the research activity of the class. So the next thing that I'll be talking about is the course topics that we will be covering in the course, and basically their timeline. So the lecture 0, or the very first lecture of the class, called Introduction to Computing System, it takes a week. And under this lecture, I'll be talking about the computers, major components of computing systems. The reason these are important, because we want to see how each component of a computing system might be or can be subject to security attacks. For example, a memory might be subject to some sort of attacks. At the same time, processor might be subject, or let's say I/O of a computing system might be subject. So that's why we need to know them. We also talk about operating system. Uh, Lecture 1, after lecture 0, it talks about risks and trust. Here we kind of define the concepts of computer system security. We talk the main terminology used here. We introduce threat, attack, and assets, fundamentals of security design principle, an attack surface, and attack tree. These are all very important terminology and concepts that we need to know in order to have a good understanding about computer system security. Lecture 2 is cyber attacks. After we discuss and introduce terminology, we delve into cyber attacks. What are different types of attacks? For example, malware. What is a malware? Advanced persistent threat. What is that? Or denial of service, flooding attack, all, or botnet, worms, all of different types of attacks that you might have heard about. We discuss them, and we make them clear. We talk about their similarities, their differences. In some cases, I give you examples. For example, worms, I give you an example. Virus, I give you an example. And botnet, I give you an example. But in some cases, we just define them. And it's for sure, we don't cover the entire list, because this list is endless. And attackers and adversaries come up with newer and more advanced types of attacks. But we cover the most important categories and classes of malwares or cyber attacks. Lecture 3. So up to here, up to the end of lecture 2, is what we will be asking in exam 1, midterm 1. And after that, after exam 1, we go to lecture 3, which is basics of cryptography and hash. So this is a sole lecture that will be asked on exam 2. So this is a pretty long lecture. It takes about a month. And here we'll be talking about cryptography, different types of cryptography, public key, private key, and then we talk about hash functions and different types of hash functions and authentication based on hash functions. And then we go to the third part of the class, which is lecture 4, authentication and access control, lecture 5, application security, intrusion detection and prevention systems. And if we find time, lastly, we talk about cloud and IoT security. And these 3 lectures will be asked in the final exam. So, textbook of the class. Is there any mandatory or required textbook? No, but I'll be following mostly this book, Computer Security Principle and Practice, written by William Stalling, 4th edition. And this is the link to the online version of this course, I'm sorry, electronic version of this course, which is cheaper. So you can find it in Pearson, and you can buy it if you want. You don't have to. And also, please be informed that I'm not covering the entire content of this book. I'm not also covering the chapters as they appear in this book. For example, if you go to the syllabus module on Blackboard, you'll see the mapping that I used for lectures and the chapters of this book. So I'm not following exactly the way the author put them in this book, because I don't think that's the right thing for my students. Uh, so that's why, for example, I use some of the chapters, chapter 7, 6, and 21, and use them in the authentication uh, lecture, which is here lecture 4. So that's chapter 6, 7, 21 appeared on the book. But again, uh, overall, it's a good book to have, but there is no kind of obligation for you to go and buy it. Information about the book is here and also in the syllabus. So grading breakdown is here. As you see, we will be having assignment, 2 to 4 assignment, 15%. Quizzes, we will have 1 to 3. The reason I don't say the exact number, because I want you to be prepared for it. Exam 1 planned for February 17th to 22nd, and it'll be 20%. The reason you see that exam is planned for a week is that, again, this is an online course, asynchronous. So I put the exam on Blackboard, and it'll be, for example, 70 minutes or 75 minutes of exam, and it's one time go, meaning that once you start it, you need to finish it. There is no way to postpone it for later. However, it's up to you when you want to start the exam, anytime during this week. Same wise, for exam 2, it's scheduled for March 24th to 28th, and it's gonna cover 20% of your final grade. We have research presentation 15%, which should be done in this time frame, April 9th to April 25th, and then course paper, which is due on the last day of class. And then final exam as scheduled by the Office of Registrar. So I've been here pretty generous. If you add up these numbers, you'll see that it adds up to 115%, meaning that I've already given you 15% bonus. Meaning that if you, for example, miss something on exam 1, there is way to cover that in your research through your research presentation or other part. So that's why I want to make you sure that I'm very flexible with you. I want to make sure that you all feel very comfortable, very relaxed about this course. And I want to make sure that you all learn about the concepts and topics of this course and go out of this class with the plenty of learning and skills that you develop in this class. So don't worry about your grade. Basically, it's very difficult in this class to get anything other than A, or let's say A and B. You basically, there is no way for you to worry about your grade. So on top of all of these things, I haven't mentioned that it's not mentioned here, but there will be other assignment that I post on Blackboard, and I call them bonus assignment or bonus activity. They add up to another 15%. So up to here, it's going to be 130%. And lastly, I talked about feedback, and I said, how much do I care about feedbacks that you give me? Any type of feedback that come to me about this class, the style that I'm teaching, positive or negative. Hey, professor, you're not teaching this good because of such and such. Stay slower, in a slower pace, or give us more example, or blah, blah. Anything, positive or negative feedback, it's going to be rewarded by 5%. So if you add up everything, it's going to be 135%. Again, no reason for you to worry about your grade in this class. Okay. One last thing that I'm willing to talk about before I wrap up this video, I don't want to make it too long, uh, is the attendance. As I mentioned, this is a distance learning and I'll be posting videos and other type of materials. I don't want to resources gets piled up and you don't review them, you don't watch them, because it's going to be a huge amount of resources and you might not find it easy. Because of that, every video that I upload, I post, there is something that I call it attendance code. Somewhere in that video, I say a keyword or something and I say, hey, this is the attendance code for today. And then in a post after that, as you see here, right here, it says attendance assignment. As you see here, this is a screenshot from the previous semester. It says attendance assignment. You need to enter that code that I said verbally in the video. You need to enter it here. And if you enter it correctly, you'll be marked present. If you don't enter it, or if you enter it wrong, you'll be counted as absent. And it gives you two tries. So if you, for example, misspell it in the first time, no worries. Try to correct it in the second time. It gives you second chance. If it happens to you that you don't enter it, you enter it, for example, wrong for two times, and you lose your entire chance, just email it to me. But that probably shouldn't happen much, because after a while you learn how it works, and you see how to capture that. And it's, of course, a bunch of characters, very sensitive, case sensitive. Don't add or remove blanks, because Blackboard is gonna grade it, and it's case sensitive to blank. So don't change the uppercase, lowercase. Don't add or remove any blank. Put it exactly as I mentioned in the video. Okay, that's all about introduction about CST750. I'm very excited about this course. I've had a very great experience in previous rounds of this class, and I'm pretty much sure that it's going to be the same. And by the end of this semester, we will get very good reports, research reports. Some of our previous research reports turned to research papers, and we published them. Hopefully, this semester also we can do some, and those will count for sure for those extra bonus out, that 15% that I mentioned. So I have no more thing. Again, welcome to CST50. Happy spring 2025, and please stay tuned for the videos that I'll be posting for lecture 0. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.